They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and honestly, that's not just marketing talk from cereal companies. It's backed by science, tradition, and plain common sense. Think about it. You've gone 8, maybe 10 hours without food. Your body's been fasting all night, running on reserve fuel. Then morning hits, your alarm buzzes, the day kicks off, and you're supposed to hit the ground running. Whether it's work, school, or a long to-do list, your body and brain need energy. Fast. And that first meal? That's the gas in your tank. But here's the thing, not all breakfasts are created equal. Some give you steady energy, sharp focus, and help your body run like a well-oiled machine. Others spike your blood sugar, crash your energy, and quietly sabotage your metabolism, all before 9 a.m. In this 5-part series, we're going to break down 5 breakfasts you absolutely should eat, and 5 you're better off skipping, even if they've been sitting in your pantry or fridge for years. You'll learn why certain healthy options aren't as great as they seem, and which foods can keep you full, fit, and firing on all cylinders. But first, let's understand what makes a breakfast good or bad, and why this matters more as you age. The purpose of breakfast, and why most people get it wrong. Breakfast isn't just about calories, it's about fueling your hormones, metabolism, brain function, and blood sugar after hours of fasting. A good breakfast does 3 things. 1. Provides slow-burning energy to keep you focused and full. 2. Stabilizes blood sugar to prevent mood swings, sugar cravings, or crashes. 3. Supports muscle, gut, and heart health through high-quality nutrients. The problem? Most American breakfasts are high in refined carbs, sugar, and empty calories. Think, boxed cereal, pastries, white toast, flavored yogurts, or even those drive-through breakfast sandwiches. They might taste good in the moment, but within an hour, your energy tanks, your stomach growls, and your brain's foggy. Not a great start. Let's flip the script and begin with the top 5 breakfasts you should eat, starting with a crowd favorite, oatmeal. Breakfast number 1, oatmeal. When done right, it's a powerhouse. Old-fashioned? Sure. Boring? Maybe. But oatmeal is still one of the most underrated health foods out there, if you make it right. Why you should eat it? Oatmeal is a complex carbohydrate loaded with beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that slows digestion, lowers cholesterol, and improves blood sugar control. It helps you feel full longer, which is especially helpful if you're watching your weight or trying to avoid mindless snacking before lunch. But the benefits don't stop there. Heart health, oats can lower LDL, bad cholesterol, and improve arterial function. Digestive support, that fiber feeds your good gut bacteria. Blood sugar control, perfect for people with prediabetes or insulin resistance. Weight management, keeps hunger and cravings in check. But here's the catch. Instant oatmeal packs, especially the flavored kinds, can be a sugar bomb in disguise. Some have more sugar than a donut. You're better off buying plain rolled oats or steel-cut oats, and adding your own toppings. Pro tip. Dress it up with chia seeds, almond butter, or berries for a balanced meal. Skip the brown sugar and maple syrup unless you're keeping it minimal. And always avoid anything labeled instant or maple and brown sugar, that's just dessert in disguise. Breakfast number 2, eggs, nature's multivitamin in a shell. Eggs have gone through a lot of controversy over the years, but the truth is finally out, they're one of the healthiest foods you can eat in the morning. Why you should eat them? Eggs are loaded with high-quality protein, essential amino acids, and critical nutrients like choline, good for your brain, vitamin D, B12, and selenium. Unlike sugary breakfasts, eggs help you feel full, build muscle, and keep blood sugar stable. Several studies show that people who eat eggs for breakfast consume fewer calories throughout the day compared to people who eat bagels or cereal. Plus, the cholesterol myth. Mostly debunked. For most people, eating eggs doesn't raise blood cholesterol levels in a harmful way. How to eat them? Boiled, scrambled, poached, or made into a veggie-packed omelette, eggs are super versatile. Pair with spinach, tomatoes, or avocado for a nutrient-dense meal that won't spike your blood sugar. What to avoid? Skip the greasy diner-style eggs drowned in butter, cheese, and sausage. Keep it clean, lean, and colorful. Breakfast number 3, Greek yogurt, the protein-packed gut booster. Greek yogurt is thick, tangy, and absolutely loaded with protein and probiotics, a combination that's hard to beat in the morning. Why you should eat it? Just 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt can offer 15 to 20 grams of protein, compared to just 5 to 9 grams in regular yogurt. That's a big deal if you're trying to stay full, build or preserve muscle, and reduce cravings later in the day. And the probiotics? They help balance gut bacteria, support digestion, and can even boost immune function. How to maximize the benefits? Stick with plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt and add your own flavor, fresh berries, flax seeds, or a drizzle of honey. This gives you control over the sugar and nutrient content. What to watch out for? Flavored varieties often contain more added sugar than soda, turning a healthy food into a metabolic disaster. Avoid anything that lists sugar, corn syrup, or fruit concentrate as a top ingredient. Breakfast number 4, smoothies, the good, the bad, and the blood sugar balance. Smoothies can go either way. Done right, they're a nutrient powerhouse. Done wrong, they're basically a liquid candy bar. How to make it right? A balanced breakfast smoothie includes a protein source, Greek yogurt, protein powder, or nut butter. A healthy fat, chia seeds, flax, avocado, or almonds. Low glycemic fruit, berries, banana, or apple, in moderation. Leafy greens, spinach or kale blend right in. Liquid base, water, unsweetened almond milk, or kefir. This combo gives you steady energy, promotes satiety, and supports digestion and brain health. Common mistakes. Many store-bought or cafe smoothies are packed with juice, added sugar, and no protein. That causes a huge spike in blood sugar followed by a crash, leaving you tired and hungry an hour later. If your smoothie has more fruit than a fruit salad and zero protein or fat, it's doing more harm than good. Breakfast number 5, whole grain toast with avocado, simple but effective. This one's a classic. Avocado toast isn't just for millennials, it's a fiber-filled, heart-healthy breakfast that's as quick as it is satisfying. Why it works? Avocados are loaded with monounsaturated fats, potassium, and fiber. Whole grain toast provides complex carbs and B vitamins. Combined, they offer a nice balance of fat, fiber, and carbs to stabilize blood sugar. Add a poached egg or sprinkle of seeds, and you've got a complete meal. But be careful. Don't go overboard on toppings like cheese, bacon, or extra oil. That turns a healthy breakfast into a calorie bomb. And skip white bread, it defeats the whole purpose. But now it's time to get real. Because not all breakfasts marketed as healthy actually are. In fact, some of the worst offenders are hiding in plain sight, wearing labels like low-fat, whole grain, or even natural. These morning meals spike your blood sugar, tank your energy, and leave you hungrier than before you ate. If your breakfast leads to a mid-morning crash, sugar cravings, or a need for coffee number 3 before noon, it's probably on this list. Let's break down the 5 breakfasts you should probably stop eating, starting with one that's been in American kitchens since the 1950s. Breakfast number 1, cold cereal, the sweetest lie in the aisle. Remember those cartoon-covered cereal boxes from childhood? Bright colors, prizes inside, maybe even a heart-healthy badge on the corner. Yeah. Time to leave them behind. Why it's a problem? Most cereals, even the ones labeled whole grain or fortified with vitamins, are ultra-processed, high in sugar, and low in real nutrition. You pour a bowl, top it with milk, and what you really get is a blood sugar roller coaster. You'll be starving by 10 a.m., and craving more carbs to stay upright. Some cereals contain more sugar per serving than a slice of cake. And those so-called healthy options like granola or bran flakes. Many of them are just as bad. Common red flags. Sugar is one of the top 3 ingredients. It contains corn syrup, maltodextrin, or fruit pieces made with dyes. The fiber and protein count are under 3 grams per serving. What to do instead? If you love cereal, switch to a low-sugar, high-fiber option, and add protein, plain Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a handful of nuts. And always check the ingredients, not the front of the box. Breakfast number 2, flavored yogurt cups, dessert in disguise. Yogurt can be healthy. But the ones sold in single-serving plastic cups with strawberry swirl or vanilla bean essence. Those are just desserts dressed as breakfast. Why it's a problem? Flavored yogurts are often loaded with sugar and artificial flavors, with very little actual fruit or fiber. Some have more sugar than a candy bar, up to 20+ grams in one tiny cup. That sugar spike gives you a quick burst of energy, followed by a hard crash that can leave you irritable, unfocused, and hungrier than ever. Plus, many popular brands use low-fat milk, which removes the satisfying fat content and makes them even less filling. Better option. Choose plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, and mix in your own fruit and nuts. Not only is it lower in sugar, but the fat and protein help slow digestion and keep you full longer. Breakfast number 3, breakfast bars, convenience over nutrition. They're easy, they're wrapped in shiny packaging, and they scream healthy, with words like energy, natural, or protein. But most breakfast bars are just glorified candy bars. What's really inside? Many popular breakfast bars contain refined grains, like rice syrup or white flour. Added sugars in multiple forms. Low fiber and protein, despite claims. Unhealthy fats from palm oil or seed oils. What you end up with is a quick sugar spike, minimal satiety, and no real nutrients to fuel your day. You might as well eat a cookie, at least it's honest. What to watch for? If a bar has over 10 g of sugar and under 5 g of fiber/protein, skip it. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, definitely skip it. Smarter swap. Make your own energy bars with oats, nut butter, seeds, and dates. Or have a boiled egg and a piece of fruit, it's just as fast, and far more balanced. Breakfast number 4, bagels and cream cheese, a blood sugar bomb. Bagels are a breakfast staple from New York to LA, but they're one of the worst things you can eat first thing in the morning. Why? A single bagel can contain as many carbs as 4 slices of white bread, and almost 0 fiber. Add cream cheese, and you've got a high-fat, high-carb combo that's satisfying for maybe 20 minutes before you crash. That carb overload spikes insulin and blood sugar, and doesn't deliver lasting energy. Plus, the refined flour offers very little nutrition. Even whole-grain bagels. Better, yes, but not great. Most are still made with enriched flour and added sugar. What to eat instead? Opt for one slice of sprouted grain toast, like Ezekiel bread, with avocado or almond butter. Same satisfaction, but way more nutrients, fiber, and energy balance. Breakfast number 5, fruit juice and toast, a sugar shock in a smile. This combo is a go-to for busy mornings, a glass of OJ, a slice of toast, maybe with a smear of jam or butter. Sounds healthy, right? Think again. What's wrong? Fruit juice, even 100% pure, is stripped of fiber and concentrated in sugar. You're basically drinking liquid fructose, which hits your bloodstream fast and hard. Pair that with white toast, which is quickly converted into sugar in the body, and you've created the perfect storm of blood sugar spike and crash. Over time, this kind of breakfast can contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, fatigue, sugar cravings. And ironically, you'll be hungrier sooner, even though you just consumed 300 to 400 calories. Better breakfast. Swap juice for a whole piece of fruit, like an apple or berries, which has fiber to slow digestion. And replace white toast with whole grain or sprouted bread, topped with eggs or nut butter for staying power. The bigger picture. The wrong breakfast doesn't just mess with your morning, it shapes your day. Blood sugar swings lead to mood swings. Poor digestion leads to poor focus. And skipping protein sets you up for afternoon crashes. The good news? These habits are easy to change. Start with one swap at a time. Switch flavored yogurt for Greek. Try eggs instead of cereal. Add protein to your smoothie. Your body, and brain, will thank you. But what if your breakfast habit isn't a sugary mess? It's no breakfast at all. In recent years, skipping breakfast has become a trend, especially with the rise of intermittent fasting, bulletproof coffee, and don't eat until noon routines. Some swear by it. Others can't function without food by 8 a.m. So, what's the truth? Does skipping breakfast help or hurt your health? Let's dig into how going without breakfast affects your metabolism, hormones, mood, brain, and long-term health, especially as you get older. The myth: if I skip breakfast, I'll lose weight. This idea sounds logical. No breakfast equals fewer calories equals weight loss. Right? Not exactly. Yes, skipping breakfast can lead to lower calorie intake for some people. But for many, especially adults over 40, it backfires, triggering overeating later in the day, unstable blood sugar, and even slowed metabolism. Here's why. 1. Your blood sugar crashes, then spikes hard. After fasting all night, your body is running on low. If you don't eat in the morning, your cortisol, stress hormone, stays elevated. This causes blood sugar levels to dip, triggering hunger, mood swings, and even lightheadedness or irritability. Then what happens? You overeat at lunch. Or grab something sugary just to feel normal again. It's a biological response, not a willpower issue. 2. You set off a domino effect of cravings. Skipping breakfast throws your hunger hormones out of sync. Ghrelin, your hunger signal, rises, while leptin, your fullness signal, stays low. That means you're not just hungry later, you're ravenous, and more likely to crave refined carbs and sweets. That donut at 3 p.m. you swore you didn't want. Skipping breakfast made you want it. 3. Your metabolism can actually slow down. Many people believe skipping breakfast helps burn fat, and while fasting can increase fat oxidation short-term, skipping meals too often can lead to lower thyroid activity and muscle loss. Your body is smart. If it senses inconsistent food intake, it slows your metabolism to conserve energy. Over time, this can lead to weight gain, not loss, especially in midsection fat. 4. You may lose muscle instead of fat. If you skip breakfast but also don't get enough protein throughout the day, your body may break down muscle for energy. Why is this bad? Because muscle is metabolically active tissue, it burns more calories at rest, protects against insulin resistance, and keeps you strong as you age. Losing muscle slows your metabolism and increases risk of injury, frailty, and even insulin problems later in life. And if you're over 40, preserving muscle becomes even more critical. 5. It can affect brain function, mood, and memory. Ever try concentrating on an empty stomach? It's not fun. That's because your brain needs glucose to function, and fasting for too long in the morning can lead to brain fog, irritability, fatigue, memory lapses. Studies show that kids who eat breakfast perform better in school. And the same applies to adults. Your mental sharpness, productivity, and decision-making are stronger when fueled. Breakfast literally helps you think clearly. 6. It can interfere with hormones, especially in women. For women in particular, skipping breakfast can disrupt hormonal balance, especially during perimenopause or menopause. Cortisol spikes from fasting can affect estrogen, thyroid hormones, and even fertility. Some women report Mood swings. Irregular periods. Increased belly fat. Hair thinning. Fasting isn't bad for everyone, but women tend to be more sensitive to stress-related hormonal shifts from skipped meals. When intermittent fasting can work. To be clear, intermittent fasting, isn't all bad. In fact, when done correctly, it may improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and even support cellular repair. But the details matter. It works best when you eat balanced, nutrient-rich meals during your eating window. You don't sacrifice protein or fiber. You're not using it as an excuse to skip nutrients or eat junk. It backfires when you're undereating or undernourishing. You feel dizzy, anxious, moody, or tired. You binge later in the day. What to do instead? If you're not hungry right away in the morning, that's okay. You don't need a full brunch buffet at 7 a.m. But you do want to have a protein-rich meal within 1 to 2 hours of waking, even a smoothie, Greek yogurt, or boiled eggs. Avoid sugary drinks or carb-only breakfasts. Keep your eating window consistent, the body thrives on rhythm. You don't have to follow rigid meal plans. But feeding your body well early in the day gives it the tools to perform, think, burn fat, and stay focused. The takeaway. Skipping breakfast sounds simple, but the long-term effects may be costing you more than you realize. Whether your goal is to lose weight, improve energy, protect your brain, or feel more balanced, starting the day with real food is key. It doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to be intentional. We've talked about what to eat. We've talked about what to avoid. We've even talked about skipping breakfast altogether. But now we're about to tackle one of the most dangerous, overlooked breakfast habits in America, and it's not what you'd expect. This isn't just about weight gain or sugar crashes. It's about inflammation, brain aging, poor gut health, and even increased risk for diseases like Alzheimer's and type 2 diabetes. So what's the habit? The real breakfast enemy, ultra-processed, convenience foods. Let's be clear, we're not talking about the occasional pancake on a Sunday morning. We're talking about the everyday reliance on frozen breakfast sandwiches, microwavable pancakes or waffles, packaged breakfast pastries, drive-through breakfast burritos, toaster strudels and Pop-Tarts. These foods are ultra-processed, loaded with refined flour, seed oils, preservatives, artificial flavorings, and excess sodium. They're not food, they're food products. And your body can tell the difference. Here's what these easy breakfasts are really doing. 1. Causing chronic inflammation. The refined grains and seed oils in these products, like soybean oil, corn oil, or palm oil, are pro-inflammatory. Over time, that leads to joint pain, brain fog, digestive problems, skin issues, accelerated aging. Your body sees these foods as invaders, not fuel. 2. Aging your brain faster. Studies now link high intake of ultra-processed foods with cognitive decline, memory loss, and higher risk of neurodegenerative disease. A diet high in processed food literally shrinks parts of the brain responsible for learning, memory, emotional regulation. What's worse? These effects show up even in middle-aged adults. That drive-through breakfast habit might feel convenient now, but it's costing you down the line. 3. Destroying gut health. Your gut microbiome is sensitive, and processed breakfast foods feed the wrong kind of bacteria. Most of them contain no fiber, added sugars, artificial preservatives and emulsifiers. This toxic combo promotes bloating, IBS symptoms, leaky gut, immune dysfunction. The gut-brain axis is real, and if your gut is inflamed, your mind follows. That's why processed breakfasts often leave you feeling mentally sluggish and emotionally irritable. 4. Spiking blood sugar, then dropping it like a rock. Many of these fast breakfast foods cause a massive glucose spike, followed by a steep crash. That crash leaves you feeling tired, anxious, craving more sugar, unable to focus. And long-term, that roller coaster contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, especially belly fat, and risk for prediabetes. 5. Triggering addictive eating patterns. The processed breakfast industry is built on flavor engineering. Salt, sugar, and fat in perfect ratios, designed to make you crave more. Ever notice how you can inhale a frozen waffle and feel nothing, then suddenly want another? That's intentional. So, what should you do instead? 1. Ditch the box. Pick real food. Aim to build breakfast from whole food ingredients, even if it's simple. A boiled egg plus avocado on toast. Plain oatmeal with berries and seeds. Greek yogurt with cinnamon and walnuts. A smoothie with protein and greens. Whole foods provide fiber, antioxidants, natural fats, and plant compounds that your brain and gut know how to use. 2. Upgrade convenience, not nutrients. We get it, life is busy. But healthy can still be fast. Try prepping overnight oats. Freezing veggie egg muffins. Keeping boiled eggs and nuts ready. Stashing plain Greek yogurt cups at work. You don't need a personal chef. You just need a better default. 3. Read the labels, or skip them entirely. If a breakfast food has more than 5 ingredients you can't pronounce, added sugars, hydrogenated oils, or food dyes, it's probably not serving you. Whole food doesn't need an ingredient list. You don't need to decode a banana. 4. Watch out for healthy traps. Some items are marketed as healthy, but they're ultra-processed in disguise. Protein waffles. Low-fat breakfast bars. Organic toaster pastries. Gluten-free cinnamon cereal. Health washing is real. If the food is made in a factory, it's still processed, even if the box says natural. Breakfast after 50, why it matters more than ever. As we age, our needs change. Here's why breakfast becomes even more critical after 50. Muscle preservation. Protein intake becomes more important to avoid sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. That means starting the day with eggs, Greek yogurt, or protein smoothies is key. Brain protection. A high antioxidant, low-sugar breakfast helps protect against cognitive decline and memory issues. Blood sugar stability. Older adults are more vulnerable to insulin resistance. A balanced breakfast can reduce risk of type 2 diabetes and improve energy throughout the day. Gut resilience. Fiber from oats, fruit, and seeds supports digestion, immune function, and gut-brain communication. What you eat first sets the tone for everything else. It's not just about calories. It's about what you're telling your body when you wake up. You can tell it. Here's real fuel. Let's go. Or, here's junk. Hold on tight. Most people don't realize their low energy, chronic bloating, brain fog, or afternoon crashes are tied to the first 10 minutes of their day. Fix breakfast, and you might fix way more than you expect. We're answering the top 5 breakfast questions people ask all the time, plus giving you a 7-day sample breakfast plan designed for real life, affordable, realistic, and good for your long-term health. If you're over 40, over 50, or just over feeling tired before noon, this one's for you. Top 5 breakfast questions, and straight answers. 1. Is coffee on an empty stomach bad? Short answer, for some people, yes. Drinking coffee before food can spike cortisol, stress hormone. Irritate the stomach lining, especially for those with GERD or ulcers. Trigger anxiety or blood sugar dips later. If you wake up wired, shaky, or jittery, try eating something small first, like half a banana or a boiled egg. Then sip your coffee. 2. How much protein should I eat at breakfast? For optimal energy, satiety, and muscle maintenance, aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, especially if you're over 40. Why? It helps prevent muscle loss. It keeps you full longer. It helps regulate blood sugar. Examples. 3 eggs equals 18 g. 1 cup Greek yogurt equals 20 g. Protein smoothie with whey equals 25 g. 3. What's the best anti-inflammatory breakfast? Focus on whole foods that lower inflammation and support gut health. A great anti-inflammatory combo includes oats or chia pudding, fiber. Berries, antioxidants. Walnuts or flax seeds, omega-3s. Cinnamon, natural blood sugar stabilizer. Green tea or water with lemon. Avoid sugar, refined flour, seed oils, and processed meat. 4. Can I eat carbs in the morning and still lose weight? Absolutely, as long as they're smart carbs. The key is pairing them with protein and fat to slow digestion and avoid sugar spikes. Example. Whole grain toast plus avocado plus egg. Oatmeal plus almond butter plus chia seeds. Carbs alone equals crash. Carbs with balance equals fuel. 5. What does a perfect breakfast plate look like? Think in ratios, not rules. Egg protein, 1/3 plate eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, cottage cheese. Avocado healthy fats, 1/3 avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds. Bowl with spoon smart carbs, 1/3 oatmeal, sweet potato, berries, sprouted grain bread. Herb extras, herbs, spices, leafy greens, fermented foods, like sauerkraut or kefir. Hydrate with water, herbal tea, or black coffee, not juice or soda. 7-day smart breakfast plan. Here's your no-fuss, no-sugar crash weekly breakfast blueprint, ideal for people over 40, managing energy, metabolism, and cognitive health. Day 1, Brain Booster Bowl. Rolled oats cooked in almond milk. Topped with blueberries, walnuts, cinnamon. Side, green tea or black coffee. Why it works: fiber plus antioxidants plus omega-3s equals brain fuel. Day 2, Power Protein Plate. 2 scrambled eggs with spinach and cherry tomatoes. 1 slice of sprouted grain toast with olive oil. Side, 1/2 grapefruit. Why it works: protein plus healthy fat plus vitamin C for immunity. Day 3, Gut-friendly smoothie. Unsweetened kefir or Greek yogurt. Frozen berries, chia seeds, spinach. Scoop of protein powder or nut butter. Ice plus water blend. Why it works: probiotics plus fiber plus protein equals gut plus brain synergy. Day 4, Avocado Toast Upgrade. 1 slice whole grain toast with smashed avocado. 1 poached egg on top. Sprinkle of pumpkin seeds and chili flakes. Side, blackberries or apple slices. Why it works: balanced fats, fiber, protein equals no crash. Day 5, Cottage Cheese Parfait. 1/2 cup cottage cheese. Topped with sliced peaches, flaxseed, and almonds. Side, herbal tea or water with lemon. Why it works: high protein, anti-inflammatory, blood sugar stabilizer. Day 6, Savory Breakfast Wrap. Whole grain tortilla. Scrambled eggs with black beans, avocado, salsa. Side, orange slices. Why it works: fiber, protein, and slow carbs for long-lasting energy. Day 7, Sunday Reset Bowl. Chia pudding, made night before. Topped with kiwi, banana slices, coconut flakes. Side, warm chamomile tea or green smoothie. Why it works: digestive rest, gentle energy, nutrient-dense. You don't need perfection. You just need consistency, and breakfast is the most strategic place to start. By swapping cereal for oats, pastries for protein, and processed junk for whole foods, you're giving your body the message. I want to feel good today. And when you start your day with the right fuel, everything else gets easier, from blood sugar to mood to metabolism to memory. So here's your challenge. Start tomorrow with one better breakfast. Just one. Then let that turn into a week. Then a habit. And before you know it, you won't just eat smarter, you'll feel it in your bones.